In the Kingdom of Fools by A.K. Ramanujan. In our previous module, we were informed that the thief had died as the wall of the merchant's house had fallen on his head. The thief's brother came running to the court with a complaint against the merchant. The merchant was called by the king.
Let's proceed.
When the merchant arrived, the king questioned him, asked him questions. What's your name? And the merchant replied, such and such, your highness. Highness, it's a title used to refer to royal people. Such and such is an expression when we refer to some insignificant, trivial person or thing, or we do not want to mention something. Now, next question by the king. Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house?
Burgle means
To break and enter a building with an intention to steal. Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him. The accused pleads guilty. The king asked him to plead guilty. If we plead guilty, we accept that we have committed a particular crime. Your wall killed this man's brother. This man refers to the thief's brother. You have murdered a man. We have to punish you. So what do you think? The king is right here? Who was the actual culprit? The thief who had already died. So this is how we are going to see this king's behavior and his way of ruling his kingdom. Lord, said the helpless merchant. Why? Why was the merchant helpless? As it was not him who was at fault. It was the man who had already died. I didn't put up the wall. Now see his argument. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. And here we are going to witness utter nonsense and blame game. The king's foolishness and his foolhardiness has already been revealed.
the merchant put the blame on the man who had built the wall. And the king asked, who is that? That refers to the man who had built the wall. My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. He is an old man now. He lives nearby. So he informed the king who the man was. The king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayer who had built the wall. Now the king summoned the bricklayer. They brought him. Him refers to the bricklayer, and they refers to the king's servants, tied hand and foot. So the man was brought. Do you think in such a scenario justice will be served? Let us read further and find it out. You there, did you build this man's wall in his father's time? You refers to whom is the king talking to at present? The bricklayer. This man's wall in his father's time. His refers to the merchant. Yes, my lord, I did. Who is the speaker? Bricklayer. What kind of a wall is this that you built? It has fallen on a poor man and killed him. You have murdered him. We have to punish you by death. Now notice poor man. These words are used for the thief. The main issue has not been talked about at all. That is completely altogether sidestepped. Before the king could order the execution to put the man to death, the poor bricklayer pleaded, requested, please listen to me before you give your orders. It's true I built this wall and it was no good. So he also admitted that he could not build strong wall. But that was because my mind was not on it. He could not concentrate well. He states the reason further. I remember very well a dancing girl who was going up and down that street all day. That means she was coming all day again and again to that particular place with her anklets jingling, ringing. Anklets, an ornament which is worn around the ankles, and I couldn't keep my eyes or my mind on the wall I was building. So he admits that he could not concentrate as he was distracted by the dancing girl. You must get the dancing girl. I know where she lives. So he also puts the blame on the dancing girl. You are right, and see the courageous, the quick believer and a foolish king. The case deepens, such a case which never actually started. We must look into it, the matter, the case. It is not easy to judge such complicated cases, so ironic. The king himself, rather his foolhardiness complicated, obfuscated the matter. Let's get the dancer wherever she is. Now, the dancer was summoned. See you in the next module. Stay tuned to learn more.